Within Project 2025, they want to hit the ground running. When the president says, "So help me God," they want to take action, but not necessarily on the president first. The first section is taking the reins of government. They want to attack the White House office, all the officers and people that surrounds the president. And one of them is the office of the White House Counsel. They learned a lot with Trump's White House Counsel, Don McGahn, and executive privilege and all this other stuff. So this is what they say about the White House Counsel. While the White House Counsel does not serve as the president's personal attorney in non-official matters, it is almost impossible to delineate exactly where an issue is strictly personal and has no bearing on the president's official function. The office of the White House Counsel, the White House Counsel is for the presidency as an institution, not the president as a person. They understand that, but they're saying it's hard to delineate. It's not that hard because other presidents don't seem to have that problem, but Republican presidents do. The office of the White House Counsel is the first line of defense for the executive office of the president. Its staff must take seriously the duty to protect the power and privileges of the president from encroachments by Congress, the judiciary, and the administrative components of departments and agencies. And again, even though they want the office of the White House Counsel to protect the presidency as a whole, they're still entrusting the office of the White House Counsel to block everybody. Wouldn't they want the White House Counsel and the executive office of the president work with Congress and other agencies and whatever? No. They look at all other entities of government as the enemy against the president. In addition to the White House Counsel, the office includes deputies, assistants, associates, and legal support staff. The assistants and associate attorneys are often specialists in particular cases of the law and offer guidance to the EOP on issues related to national security, criminal law, environmental law, and a host of administrative and regulatory matters. They're not just talking about the White House Counsel, they're talking about the staff around him and everybody that works within the office. And they went on in that previous statement to define who they were. Then they slam you with this. Subordinates should be deeply committed to the president's agenda and see their role as helping to accomplish the agenda through problem solving and advocacy. They should not erect roadblocks out of an abundance of caution. Rather, they should offer practical legal advice on how to promote the president's agenda within the bounds of the law. Deeply loyal to the president and not the Constitution. That's why I have the problem. Have you ever noticed how some people work at the White House just to get some credibility behind their name so they can go off to a law school or a law office or something like that? Well, they're stopping all of that. When you come into the new Project 2025 Republican White House, they want you already committed to staying there and finishing the job, not just trying to pad your resume. The White House Counsel's office cannot serve as a finishing school to credential the next set of white shoe law firm attorneys or federal judges in waiting who cabin their opinions for fear their elite credentials could be tarnished through a policy disagreement. Rather, it should function more as an activist, yet ethical plaintiff's firm that advocates for its clients, the administration's agenda, within the limits imposed by the Constitution and the duties of the legal profession. They want the Office of Legal Counsel to be solely committed to doing everything within the legal means of protecting the president. They haven't mentioned anything about protecting the office of the president. They keep saying that's what the job is for, but then they go back and say those people that work there shall only be loyal to the president within the means of the law. As far as the White House Office Counsel himself or herself, here is how they define that person. Instead of choosing a specialist, the president should hire a counsel with extensive experience with a wide range of complex legal subjects. Moreover, while a candidate with an elite credential might seem ideal, the best one will be, above all, loyal to the president and the Constitution. They don't want just some lawyer who's good at the law and can give the president just some generic advice. They want somebody who's knowledgeable in the law, who can dance around the law, and loyal to the president and MAGA. One person in mind I can think of is someone like a Ted Cruz. That man folds like the wind. He will bend over backwards, even at the detriment of his own family. That man let Donald Trump talk about his family, and he still dyingly supports Donald Trump. And he's argued in front of the Supreme Court. So someone like a Ted Cruz, who's good with Congress, who's good with the Senate, who knows the Supreme Court, and loyal to Trump, you got your perfect candidate. That's who they want as a White House counsel. This whole section was just the White House and the White House Counsel. I haven't got to all the other positions within the White House and within that area. I've done some more reading, so if you want to know more, just put more in the comments and let me know what you think.